obviously the biggest thing is people don't understand is, a lot of people practice yoga for the exercise. But the biggest difference is with yoga is, one limb of yoga is your pranayama, is your breath work. So in yoga, we breathe differently. So we take deep diaphragmatic breaths, and when you learn to breathe correctly and you take those deeper breaths, and that's what then shifts your state. So it brings you into the present moment, which is the only place where life truly exists. And that's the difference. When you do regular exercise or you don't breathe correctly while you're doing yoga, you're breathing to exert energy rather than to create it. Prana means energy, life force. So that is the biggest difference with yoga. So when you learn how to actually breathe correctly, which is the hardest part for most people, the poses come. And this is what I tell everybody. The asana, yes, it is a limb, but that comes with practice. None of that means anything if you cannot breathe correctly. And as human beings, we breathe so shallow. We do not breathe correctly. And when you learn to actually breathe correctly and take those deep diaphragmatic breaths, and I always cue it belly, ribs, chest, right? It's that deep breath, ballooning the diaphragm out and then, feeling it expand and contract. And when you learn to do that, when you're moving, when you're going through the movement or you're holding poses, like I said, it brings you into that present moment, which then you're in your body. You're not in your mind. You're feeling rather than thinking. And that is the biggest breakthrough you can have, because then that brings self-awareness. Because afterwards as well, people always be like, oh, wow, I felt great, and that's because you're in your body, you're in your present moment. So, that's the place we're supposed to be. As human beings, we spend our lives we either live in the past and all the memories of the past, or we live in the anticipation of the future. We are constantly trying to escape the present moment. So when you actually do the practice and you learn how the actual discipline works, it's magical, because you're like, wow, I was really, time just flies, an hour or 75-minute class just goes so quickly, because you're in that present moment, you're in your body. And then, like I said, that brings you the regulation, you're reaching homeostasis, you are then having that awareness of the self. It's the journey through the self. So yeah, it's the most beautiful thing. And, it's such a gift for anybody that can actually take the time to be able to practice.